I'd never done third world development before. I'd worked for charities here in the UK. I used to be a marketing fundraising manager for the NSPCC, and then at the time that Halimah passed away, I was the CEO of a charity, a national organisation, and but I'd never worked abroad doing charity work. So what I did was I kind of put it out to tender to different charities, um, to to kind of partner with different charities, and uh, and they would propose projects that they knew where they knew there was a need in different countries. And I had proposals from Oxfam and from Islamic Relief and all kinds of about 5 different charities. And the project that really stood out immediately, we knew that was presented to our committee was it was a project in Pakistan, and it was where they built a boys' school for orphan boys and boys from very poor areas, but there was no school for girls. Straight away, we knew that's perfect, for orphaned and needy girls in Pakistan. The organisation that proposed it, they built schools in Pakistan. So they had an infrastructure. They were the perfect partner. They're called Muslim Hands, and they're based in Nottingham. And they have schools all over the world, in poor areas, in Africa, in Bangladesh, in different countries. And they have a lot of schools in Pakistan, and they have some. It was the year after the big earthquake in Pakistan, in Kashmir, so there were lots of orphans from there that they'd been sort of housing and collecting, and trying to look after. So there were all these girls who had nowhere to go, and it took 3 years to fundraise for this, and it was our first big fundraising project. It was about 150,000, and our local community and our families and everyone pulled together, and we had lots of events, and we raised the money and opened the school in April 2011. And now we have a college there as well. So at the time when it opened, it was for 434 girls or something like that, 430 something girls. And I saw the girls arriving from those different parts of Pakistan, and little girls whose they'd gone to school that day when the earthquake struck, and while they were at school, their whole village was covered by a landslide because of the earthquake, and they lost everyone, and we saw those girls arrive, and we saw after 2 or 3 days how they made little clusters of friends, and they were already looking better, and we got them checked over by doctors, and it was just, there were little girls with grey hair, from the trauma, and it was just amazing. It still gets me. I have to hold back tears every time I think about it. But it was just an amazing experience, completely life-changing experience.